center with butterfly pose today. So you bring the soles of your feet together. And if you need the blocks under your knees, don't be afraid to grab them. You can choose the distance between your heels and your groin, if you like it farther away or closer. And then just rest your hands on your feet. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Take some nice, slow, deep breaths. Allow the stresses and the busyness of your day to go out with your exhale. And on your inhales, draw in fresh new energy. So just like in our day-to-day life, we're always striving for balance. And a lot of time it's a balance between effort and ease. And that'll also be our focus tonight as we move through our practice. There's a certain amount of strength and focus involved in balancing. And yet you do have to find that softness of just letting it be what it's going to be today. Sometimes it's really easy and sometimes it's really difficult. So practicing and moving just for the joy of practicing and moving, not worrying about it. Sit up just a little bit taller. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears, and we'll flutter the eyes open. And just take your fingertips to either side of your hips. And you're going to lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. And start to side bend over to the side. You can use your other hand to support. Get a nice deep stretch all the way from your hip up through the sideways. On your next inhale, rise back up to our starting position. Switch your hands and lean over to the other side. Take another breath or two. And we'll float back to our first side. Take a full breath. And then floating over. Last time, last side here. Rising back up to center. Just bring your hands under your knees, draw the knees back together. And then come off of your props if you're on them and come to sit on your heels and on your knees for hero's pose. So your toes could either be tucked or untucked with your hips down on top of the heels. If you need a little extra support, the blue blocks under your knees are fine. Then once you get settled, take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, bend the elbows generously and roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then draw your knuckles down behind you. As you squeeze your shoulder blades together, the chest will reach forward. And then if it's comfortable, you can take your gaze up. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades and the elbows towards each other, and if you have enough space, even the palms of your hands. And then you can always lift up and away behind you to deepen the stretch. Release your head back forward, release your hands. And just roll the shoulders a few times. First one way, and then the other. And then we're going to come to neutral so we can rise up onto our knees. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see a bit better. The hands are either going to rest on your hips, or you can have your hands as if you're going to slide your hands into your back pockets, or anywhere on your low back that feels supportive. And you're going to use your hands to push your hips forward. And just take your gaze out and lift your chest. So it's just a tiniest little mini back bend. Think like as if you would stretch first thing in the morning. Take a breath or two. And then inhale back upright. Release your hands and find your way into a child's pose. Your knees could be wide or narrow. The big toes should be touching. And you can walk your hands out nice and long. Bring your forehead down to the mat. You need to rock the hips from side to side. Rock them side to side so that the hips will then settle a little deeper onto the heels. Claw with your hands and straighten out your arms even longer towards the top of your mat. And then just walk your hands a couple inches over to the right until you can feel a nice stretch down the left-hand side. Breathe deeply into that space. Walk the hands back to center. And then over to the left. You can use your hands like claws to pull your arms even longer. And use those full deep breaths to get the muscles in between your ribs to open up just a little bit more. And then we're going to come back all the way to center. And inhale to pull your hands back towards you and rise up into tabletop. And again, you have an opportunity to take the block under your knees if you need them. And from tabletop, you're going to extend your right leg behind and just grip with the ball of your foot so that you can push your right heel back until you can feel a stretch to your calf. The stronger you press into the hands, the more you can push the right heel back. Tone through your belly. And release. And extend your left leg behind again, gripping with the ball of your foot. Push into your hands until you can feel a nice stretch to the left calf. And then releasing back to your tabletop. This time extending your right leg behind you so that it becomes parallel to the floor. Flex your right foot strongly. And then we're going to bring the right knee under our chest and just think nose to knees. Scoop your belly, round your back. And then exhale, extend your right leg back behind you. 2 more times, just like that. Knee to nose. And extend. Last one, knee to nose. Really push into your hands, round the upper back. And extend. Return to neutral. Extend your left leg behind you. And then pull it underneath your chest, nose to knees. And extend. Again, nose to knees. And extend. Last one. Press into the hands, round. And extend. Release down the tabletop. Come up onto your fingertips and just step the right foot up between your hands. And if you like, you can use the blue block under your back knee. Hands will be framing the front foot. You can just give yourself a moment to settle here, and then if you can, slide your back knee farther back. Just inch it back until you can feel a nice release through the hip flexor of your left leg. Keep the back toes tucked. And then bring your hands onto your right knee. And just give yourself again another chance to start to find your balance here. We're going to keep the back toe tucked so that we can lift the back knee up, coming into a high lunge. So use your hands on your forward knee to add some support and slowly lift the back knee. Yes, find your strength and your balance. Take a full breath. And then ever so gently release the knee back down. Release your hands beside your hips so you can straighten the right leg, pulling the right toes back towards you. And you're gonna bow down over the right leg. So the back knee is still down, half Hanuman. Walk the hands back forward, bring your right foot down to the mat. You can have, again, on your fingertips, so it's a little easier to step your right foot back to tabletop. And then stepping the left foot forward. And again, we'll bring the right knee onto the blue block if you're using it. And give yourself a moment to sort of settle. And then if you can inch the back knee farther back, you can. Keep the back toes tapped. And when you're ready, bring your hands to the forward knee. Start to really tone through your belly, get your shoulders over top of your hips. And when you're ready, we're going to lift the back knee, coming up into a lunge. Use your hand on your upper thigh to support the pose. And then nice and slowly release the knee back down. Release the hands and straighten your left leg. Pull the toes back towards you and bow down. You want to start to get into the hamstrings, warming them up. Bring a bend back into your left knee, walk your hands forward. Stay on those tips of your fingertips so you have a bit more space to step your left foot back to tabletop. And you can just slide the block off to the side if you're using it. Tuck your toes, plant your hands firmly, and come up into down dog. And give yourself a couple minutes here just to bend one knee then the other to refine the posture. Get the length through your spine. Check the placement of your hands. Fingers should be wide. When you look back at your feet, you shouldn't be able to see the heels. They should be parallel. Just do a little check. Roll forward into a plank pose and make sure you don't have to modify your hands to your feet. If you do, just move your hands to your feet. And then press back to down dog. And don't move your hands to the feet so you know where your alignment should be. Let's hold for one more breath in down dog. And then you'll take your gaze up to the top of your mat. You can either walk or step your feet up to meet your hands. Grab the blocks if you need them and bow down. Don't be afraid to bend the knees more generously if you're still a little bit stiff. Relax the head, looking towards your knees or your shins. Once you're comfortable, you can bend one knee and then the other. Let your low back start to release by rocking the hips from side to side as you bend one knee and then the other. And coming back to a neutral leg, take a deep breath in and rise all the way up, arms overhead. Big stretch, big reach. And then exhale the hands in front of your heart. Press your palms together. Have a quick glance down at your feet, make sure they land in parallel. And then rock forward and back and side to side a couple times until you find your center. So you want to be balanced from front to back and also from side to side. And just close your eyes and take a moment to enjoy that. Flutter the eyes open. Press your palms together and reach them up overhead. Gaze is forward and then bend your knees and come down into a chair pose. If it's too much on the shoulders, you can always release your hands back down in front of your chest or even hands to hips. Hold for a full breath. And then exhale, fold and straighten, forward fold. Press into your fingertips and look forward. Bend your knees and bring your hands in front of your heart for chair pose. We're not going to clip, but all we're going to do is twist from side to side. So you'll turn to the right, and then you'll come through center and turn to the left. We'll do that a couple more times. Over to the right, over to the left, and over to the right. Last time to the left. Stay strong on the legs. Come back to center and exhale. exhale, fold and straighten. Resting here in your forward fold. Walk both of your hands over to the right. Keeping your legs evenly straight or evenly bent, and then bow down. So I always like to imagine forehead to the outside of the right shin, or the right leg. And then walk your hands back to center, always having a pause to neutralize. And then walking your hands to the left. Again, bow down. Walking the hands back to center. Bend your knees if you need to rise all the way up, arms overhead. And then release your hands down, hands in front of your heart. And so start to flow through our sun salutation. When you're ready, sweep the arms all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Fingertips are going to root by your toes, so you're going to look forward. And then plant your hands firmly and walk, step, or jump back to your plank. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, slowly lower down through chaturanga to your belly. Untuck the toes. And inhale, just gently curl up for a baby cobra. Then release. Stretch both of your legs out a little bit longer behind you. Root down firmly through your tops of the feet. Press your hips down. Drag your belly button up towards the top of your mat. So lengthen your spine. And then curl up one more time. And as you get up, pull your shoulders a little bit farther back and let your chest move forward. Then exhale, release. Push into your knees and your hands, go to plank on your knees. Then tuck your toes and lift up and back down dog. Walk or paddle it out. And then bringing your gaze back up to the top of your mat, walk, step, or even jump up to the forward fold. Exhale and bow. And then a big breath in, rise up, arms overhead. And then release, hands in front of your heart. Good. Release the hands. And a big arm sweep all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. Fingertips are going to root as you look forward. And then plant your hands and either walk, step, or jump, plank. Use your exhale to lower down. Use your inhale to curl yourself up. Release. Push up to either plank or plank on your knees. And then downward facing dog. Check your alignment once you arrive. Look at your hands, look at your feet. Lift the sit bones up and back and gently ask your heels to come a little bit closer to the mat. And then we'll look forward and now walk, step, or jump, top of your mat, forward folds, bow. And then the next breath in, rise all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Just release the hands down. Close your eyes. Again, let yourself rock forward and back, side to side. Find center. Start to cultivate that strength and focus that's required for balance poses. And then open the eyes, sweep the arms all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Root down to your fingertips and look forward. And then bend your knees generously and come back up to a chair pose with your hands in front of your heart. We're going to go from side to side again here. So you're going to turn to the right. Come through center, turn to the left. Come back to the right. And to the left. Meeting at center. Exhale, fold and straighten. We'll inhale, look forward. Plant your hands, walk, step, or jump, plank. Use your exhale to lower down. Your inhale to curl up. You can choose any variation of cobra, high cobra, or up dog. Then release and find your way back up into downward facing dog. So you can go through plank or plank on your knees. Once you're in downward facing dog, lift the right leg up. Push into your hands. Keep your hips level if you can. And push out through the heels. So try to lengthen the leg. Then keep that extension and that lift as you look forward. And step the right foot up to a lunge. The back foot's going to turn and rotate. And you're going to windmill up to warrior two. Take some time once you come up to adjust your alignment. Make sure you can see the right big toe. Your shoulders are over the hips. The shoulders are relaxed, but your fingertips are reaching. And if you came up with a little bit of a shorter stance, you could always wiggle the back foot back if you want to get a little lower. Hold here nice and strong. And then turn your right palm up to face the ceiling. Bring your back hand onto your back thigh and reverse your warrior. Take your right hand up, let your gaze follow the fingertips. Sink a little deeper into your forward knee. Take a full breath. And then on the next inhale, allow your arms to come down to frame your front foot, adjusting back into a lunge. And then step back, three-legged dog to down dog. Roll your weight forward to plank. Exhale to lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to curl up, any variation. Exhale to release and find your way back down facing dog. Once you're there, the left leg will lift. Keep the hips level and squared on. Push into your hands so that you can extend your left heel back farther and higher. Keep that as you look forward, and then use the momentum to step forward, finding lunge again. Your back foot will turn and rotate, and you'll wiggle your arms up for warrior two. Take your time coming up. The front knee should be over top of the ankle, the back leg strong and straight. And evenly weighted from front foot to back. Your gaze is over the fingertips. Nice, strong, steady breaths. Turn your left palm up and reverse your warrior. Back hand to back thigh. Gaze follows the left fingertips. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Find some length in your side waist. And then sink a little bit farther into your front knee. Beautiful. Wait for your next inhale and wiggle your arms back down to frame your front foot. Coming back into your lunge. And then step back to three-legged dog. To down dog. Roll your weight forward to plank. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to curl up. Exhale, release, and find your way back down facing dog. And then from down dog, look forward and either walk, step, or jump up to the top of your mat. Forward folds. Bow into it, soften. Keep your fingertips rooted on your mat. Shift all the weight to the left foot and step the right foot about 3/4 of the way back on your mat so that the back heel can come down at about a 45-degree angle. And then start to straighten both of your legs. And then we'll bow down over the left leg. You're going to start to work on the hips here. So pull your right hip forward, your left hip back, until you can feel a deeper sensation along the back of your left leg. You're absolutely welcome to have your hands on blocks or on your fingertips. Add a little softness into your left knee. Walk your hands slightly farther forward to the top of your mat. Take a little bounce, step, or hop of your back foot and come up to balance on your left leg and reach your right foot all the way up to the ceiling for standing splits. Use your hands for balance. And then nice and easy, release your right leg back down to meet your left, forward fold, top of your mat. Exhale and bow. Press into the fingertips. All the way to the right foot, step the left foot to the back of your mat. Again, coming into our Parsvottanasana. So both legs are straight, the back heel is down at about 45-degree angle. Square your hips, so pull the left hip forward, the right hip back, and then choose the depth of the pose by how much you want to bow forward over the right leg. Don't be afraid to grab blocks to bring under the hands. I'm going to open up through the hamstrings. Lengthen your torso. So as the hips go up and back, the crown of the head reaches for the area in front of your toes. So you want to create length in the spine in every posture. Take another full breath. Add some softness to the right knee. Walk your hands forward and pop up the back foot. Standing splits. Bow down, reach the leg up as high as you can. And then nice and controlled, releasing the left leg to meet the right, forward fold, top of your mat. Bow down, grab opposite elbows, just hang in ragdoll. Take some deep breaths. You're welcome to bend one knee and then the other. Or just hang and breathe. Now we're going to release the hands and take a big breath in. Rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Keeping your hands in front of your heart, bend your knees and come down into your chair pose. And you're going to turn to the right. You can tap your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And then go over to the left and do the same thing, a little tap. Come back to the right, little tap. Last time to the left. Meeting at center. Exhale, fold and straighten, forward fold. Press into your fingertips and look forward. And then take all the weight to your left foot and step the right foot to the back of your mat for a lunge. Just have your fingertips down so you've got a little bit more height. Start to scissor your legs together so you've got a lot of strength and engagement. Reach the back heel farther back and reach the crown of your head farther forward. So you're creating length again. And then use all that power and stability to rise up, arms overhead. Let your shoulders come down away from your ears. I always like to imagine that there's something between my hands to keep them really active. Back leg is strongly lifted. Front knee over the ankle. And then from here, you're going to open up into warrior two. So your back foot plants and rotates and you open your arms. Gazes over the left fingertips. Turn your front palm up. Reverse your warrior. Then inhale, windmill all the way back down to your lunge. From your lunge, step up the back foot to meet at the top of your mat, forward fold. Exhale and bow. Take a big arm swoop all the way up, arms overhead. Release hands in front of your heart. Keeping your hands here, bend your knees, sit down chair pose. We're gonna do the little elbow taps again. So you're gonna tap left elbow, right thigh. Twisting to the left, tap. Twist to the right. Twist to the left. Meeting back at center. Exhale, fold and straighten. All the way to your left foot, step the right foot to the back of your mat. Turn and plant the back foot. And windmill up, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And windmill the hands down, lunge. Now you're going to step switch or jump switch. Jump switch. Yeah, you guys got it. And then get stable, rise up onto your fingertips. Scissor the legs. And when you're ready, rise up, high lunge. Shoulders come down, back leg is strongly lifted. Find your strength and your stability. And then in one smooth move, back foot rotates, open up, warrior two. Take your time. Right palm turns open, reverse your warrior. And then inhale, release your hands, lunge. And pop up, top of your mat, forward fold, exhale and bow. Fingertips we're gonna plant, we're gonna look forward. And again, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Turn and plant it. And windmill the arms up, warrior two. Good, strong pose. When you're ready, reverse the warrior. And inhale, windmill back down, lunge. Jump switch. It's supposed to be fun, right? Yeah. And then a little bounce step or hop to bring your back foot all the way up, forward fold. Exhale and bow. Take a big arm swoop all the way up, arms overhead. And hands in front of your heart. Good, you guys warmed up? Good. So now the balance step, okay? So take a little break, close your eyes. You can either have your hands by your side, Tadasana, or you can have hands in front of your heart. Allow yourself to rock forward and back, side to side. Find the center. Create length in your torso. So root down through your feet and reach the crown of your head up. Find length in your spine. Open your eyes, release your hands if you haven't already, and take a big arm swoop all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips plant as you look forward. And then hands come down, walk, step, or jump, plank. Use your exhale to lower down. Use your inhale to curl up. And use your exhale to release and find your way back to down dog. Take your gaze forward and step your right foot up towards your hands, plant the back heel, and rise up for warrior one. Take your time. So the front knee is over the ankle, the back leg is straight with a little bit of an angle to the back foot. You can choose how much. Let your shoulders come down away from your ears. And then release your hands down. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Roll your shoulders a couple times, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then pull your knuckles down your back leg as you lift up to your chest. Find something out in front to stare at that's not going to move, so don't look towards me, for God's sake, because I move a lot. And you're going to find your stability and your balance. And you're going to start to shift your weight into your forward foot. You're going to slide the back toe. And then you're going to come into our tumbling tree pose here. So you're going to let your chest come down so it's parallel to the floor. Your back leg is also parallel. And if you've got enough space in the shoulders, lift your hands up towards the ceiling, keeping them clasped behind your back. So it's a bit wobbly, just fight for it. Push out through the back heel, reach the crown of your head forward. Once you've got stability, keep your upper body and your leg where it is, but release your hands and reach your arms forward for warrior three. It'll get easier the second time we do it. From here, add some softness to your front knee and release back into a lunge. So you're on the ball of your back foot, arms are reaching up towards the ceiling. Gorgeous. Then exhale, release the hands, frame your front foot, and step back, down dog. From downward facing dog, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl yourself up. You can choose your variation. Release. Press up to plank or plank on your knees, and then downward facing dog. Look forward and step your left foot forward, plant your back heel, and rise up for warrior one. Take your time, there's no rush. Press strongly into the back foot, let your front knee be over the ankle, shoulders come down away from your ears. Square your hips, and then release the hands, interlace them behind your back. Take the time getting the shoulders to roll back and down. Squeeze shoulder blades, elbows, and even the palms of your hands together. Find something out in front for your balance. And start to shift your weight forward. You can use your back foot like a little tether to kind of slide until you get your balance so you can lean forward. Bringing your torso and your back leg parallel to the floor. And asking the hands to come up towards the ceiling. Take your time. Point or flex your back foot, whatever feels more comfortable to you, but get that length through your back leg and reach the crown of your head forward. And once you've got that, release the hands and reach them forward, so warrior three. Really reach with the fingertips and push out through the back heel. Add some softness to your front knee and release into a high lunge. Smooth and easy. Gorgeous. Next time it'll be smooth and easy. Take a couple deep breaths. And then release your hands, lunge, and step back, downward facing dog. Walk or pedal it out a couple times. And then roll your weight forward to plank. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl yourself up. Release and find your way back, down dog. From downward facing dog, look forward and you can walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Once you arrive there, just exhale and soften. And then we'll take a big breath in and rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale the hands in front of the heart. And keeping the hands there, bend your knees, chair pose. Just one time this time, a little elbow tap to the right, elbow tap to the left. Come back to center. Exhale, fold and straighten. Press into the fingertips, look forward. And then plant your hands, walk, step, or jump, plank. Exhale to go down. Inhale, curl up. Release and find your way back, down dog. Look forward and step the right foot forward for warrior one. Rise up when you're stable, when you're ready. Back heel is firmly rooted. Yes. It's a hard transition. We don't do it very often because it's hard. Release the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Find your drishti point out in front. And when you're ready, launch yourself forward to come into your toppling tree pose. Go slow. Once you're stable, release your hands and reach them forward for warrior three. Lots of extension, length. And then really slow and easy with control. Release back into your high lunge. Yeah, step back. Good, so you can step back to the balls of your foot and the balls of your back foot, so it's a little bit easier. And then release your hands, spring your front foot, and step back to down dog. From down dog, roll forward, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, release. Find your way back, downward facing dog. Last time, I swear. Look forward, step the left foot up for warrior one. Take your time, there's no rush. Find your stability and your strength. Release your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Find your drishti out in front. When you're ready, launch forward, come into your toppling tree pose. It's fine to use the back toes to sort of stabilize before you can let your chest come down. Take your time. Once you've got stable here, release the hands forward for warrior three. Hold for a breath if you can, and then release back to your high lunge. Yes, that's it, good. And then release the hands, frame your front foot, and step back to down dog. Roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to curl up. Release and find your way back, down dog. Walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat for your forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and just hanging ragdoll. Soften. Catch your breath. Release the hands. And take a big arm swoop all the way up, big reach, big stretch, all the way up. And release your hands in front of your heart. And then just release your hands down for Tadasana. Close your eyes. Again, find your center. Open the eyes, sweep the arms up. And exhale, release for a forward fold. Root down to your fingertips so you can look forward. All the way to your left foot, step the right foot to the very back of your mat. If you want the blue block, just slide it underneath the back knee and allow it to come down. I need the ball block. Once you've settled the back knee and you feel like you're comfortable, you can be here. Bring your hands to your forward knee. Let the weight of your upper body push your hips down and then scoop forward. We're going to need a little bit more strength and stability in this pose, so you're going to need to scissor your legs together and you'll feel a little bit of a lift, strong legs. And then you're going to release your hands so they're just sort of draping down by your side. And you're going to roll your shoulders back and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Interlace your hands. Lift up through your heart and your chest and take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Just go to where you can go comfortably, where you're able to breathe or talk. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades and lifting the heart and the chest up. Keep that action of being strong in your legs. Take one more full breath. And then the gaze goes forward, the hands unclasp. Release them to the inside of your left foot. And then you're gonna walk or heel toe your left foot out until your toes are pointing towards the left. It'll look like a little zombie leg, like it's been attached from your body. And then you can either stay here on your palms, or you could come down onto your forearms, or forearms onto a block, or blocks. And then you have the option of keeping your back knee down or tucking your toe and lifting the back knee up if you want a little bit more strength, a little bit more power in your posture. There's no pressure. Take a few deep breaths. If you've lifted the back knee, release it down. Bring yourself back onto your palms. Heel toe your left foot back so that you can frame your front foot with your two hands. And then you're going to lift the back knee. And you're either going to jump switch or step switch. It might feel a little icky. Adjust your block so you can bring the left knee down. And again, give yourself some time to settle here. You want to get the back knee as far back as you can comfortably. And once you're set up, bring your hands to your right knee. Let yourself sink and settle, get comfortable. And then start that scissoring action of your legs again. You're gonna have to have a lot of strength. Release your hands so they're just sort of hanging down by your hips. Roll your shoulders down and back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then clasp the hands. Roll them and squeeze them a little bit more. Lift up through your heart and your chest and start to take your gaze up. Remember, you gotta keep that action in the legs really strong and powerful. And the shoulder blades are like a table or a shelf that's underneath your heart, and you're gonna use that shelf to push your chest up. One more full breath. Then the gaze starts to go forward. You unclasp your hands and bring the hands to the inside of your right foot. Once you have the stability of your hands down, heel toe your right foot out to the right and turn it so that the toes are all the way towards our windows. And then you can either come down onto your forearms or forearms onto blocks. And you have the option to either keep the back knee down or lift the back knee. If you need a little bit more still, push your hips and your chest forward and down until you feel a deeper stretch. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So remember, the breath is just as important as the shape of the pose. If you've lifted the back knee, you're going to let it come down. You're going to bring yourself back onto your palms. Heel toe your right foot back in so you can frame your foot with your hands. Lift the back knee. And we're going to hop, step, or slide up to the top of our mat. Forward fold. Exhale and bow. Big arm swoop to come all the way up, arms overhead. And hands in front of your heart. So we're going to work one more time on our balance. Are you okay with that workout? Yeah, it's okay. So keeping the hands in front of the heart, shift your weight to your left foot and start to tip forward a little bit until you can extend your right leg back. And the more your right leg goes back, tip your chest farther forward until you can bring your back leg and your chest parallel to the floor. Have something to stare at out in front. I like to press the thumbs into the sternum and it acts like a little support so that you can lean into it. Flex your back foot, drop your right hip an inch or two, and push out through the heel and reach the crown of your head forward. Last breath. Nice and slow, reach up and let your right foot come back to meet your left, top of your mat. Well done. Other side. Steady yourself first, find your drishti, where you're going to be looking. Bend your knee a little bit. Extend your left leg behind you and start to tip forward. And just take your time. So think about that action of pushing back and reaching forward. You're gonna flex your foot strongly, see if you can keep your hips level. So you might have to think, drop the left hip a little bit. And then push back as you reach forward. Create length in the spine. You can use the thumbs onto the sternum as like a little support system. Hold for a breath. And then nice and slow start to rise up, releasing your left foot to meet the right. Back at the top of your mat, release your hands and find Tadasana. You're welcome to close your eyes and just roll the shoulders a couple times. And find your center, your balance. Feel your strength. And then we'll open the eyes, sweep the arms all the way up overhead, take a big breath. And on your exhale, forward fold. Root down to your fingertips, look forward. And then plant your hands and just walk your feet back to downward facing dog. Press into your hands, turn the sit bones up and back so you can get a little more length in the spine, a little more space in the backs of the legs. And then nice and easy, release the knees down to your mat and find child's pose. Any variation. So you can take your hands out in front, you can take your hands back to your heels. If you need an extra support under the forehead, grab a block or a blanket. And then just rest. Begin to draw your hands back towards you and rise up into tabletop. And again, you're always welcome to grab extra support for under the knees. Once you have a neutral tabletop, we'll go through cat-cow. On the inhale, the belly will drop down, the gaze goes forward. And on your exhale, you press into your hands and round your spine up. Think chin to belly button. And then just move through those two postures at your own pace. I always like to encourage you to close your eyes so that you can really feel how the spine moves and so that you're not visually distracted by anything around you. If you feel the need to move your hips or even your shoulders, do so. Or any other movements to release any tension that might have built up. We'll take a couple more rounds. I will meet back at a neutral tabletop. Once you have neutral, extend the right leg behind you, gripping with the ball of your right foot. Push into your hands and stretch your right foot back until you can feel that calf stretch again, just like what we did at the beginning of the class. So get a good grip with your toes, firmly plant the ball of your foot, push into the hands. And then release, coming back to tabletop. And switch sides, gripping with the ball of your left foot, the left toes, press into the hands, push the heel back. And then releasing to tabletop. Rise up onto your knees, and you're welcome to have a block under the knees if you need it. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Yes. Roll the shoulders a couple times. Just rest your hands on your thighs. It's really good for the feet. Give yourself one more breath. And then we're going to stand on the knees. So rising up. This time we're going to go back into our camel. We're going to go a little bit deeper, but we're going to keep our hands beside our ribs. Palms are going to face each other. You're going to roll the shoulders a few times and really see if you can feel the shape of your shoulder blade on your back. And squeeze those shoulder blades together until you create like a shelf or a table on your back. And then you're going to squeeze and lift your heart and your chest. The gaze will start to go up towards the ceiling. You're going to keep that squeezing action. You're going to get your hips to go forward, and you're only going to go back to where you can comfortably go. A lot of strength in that upper back, keeping that shelf strong, lifting your heart and your chest. Take a full deep breath. And then the gaze goes forward and you rise up. Release your arms, sit back down on your heels. And with your hands on your thighs, we're going to go through cat-cow here. So you'll round your shoulders forward, scoop your belly, tuck your chin. And then you'll inhale, look forward, shoulders go back, chest goes forward. And again, you'll just move through these on your own. Rounding, and then arching forward. Get lots of movement in the upper back and through the shoulders, all along the spine. Last one. And then we'll return to neutral so we can again stand on the knees. Toes can be tucked or untucked. You can go back to the palms facing each other, shoulder blades squeezing. Create that shelf that you can feel. And then let it lift your heart and your chest as you push your hips forward, and then just start to lean back. So the gaze will start to go up towards the ceiling. Keep your strength and your focus. Only go to where you know you can comfortably go. Try to find some ease. And then the inhale, the gaze goes forward. You start to straighten up. Release your hands. And again, sit down onto your heels. Good. We're going to bring the hands up in front of us so that the elbows are at the same height as the shoulders. Palms are facing each other. You're going to take the right elbow under the left. You could just make an X. Or you can bring the backs of the hands together. Or you can wrap so that the palms come together. And you're going to lift the elbows. And you're going to pull your shoulder blades down your back until you can feel that nice stretch in the upper back, right where you're just doing all that work. Then if you need a little bit more, drop your chin down. Take the fullest, richest breath that you can. And then lift your chin if you've dropped it. Unravel the arms. And just roll the shoulders a couple times. Both ways. And then we'll do the other side. If you need a break from your toes at any time, just lift up. The arms back out in front. This time the right elbow on top of the left. Again, you have the options of the X, the backs of the hands, or the full wrap. Elbows go up. Shoulder blades pulled down. So there's quite a bit of strength involved here. If you need a deeper stretch, drop your chin. Lift the chin, unravel the arms, release your hands. Take your knees a little bit wider, untuck your toes, and again, release yourself down into a child's pose. This time, it might feel good to take your hands back towards your heels. Release and let the shoulders and the upper back just soften. If that's not comfortable for you, hands out in front is absolutely fine. Take some nice deep breaths. Release the hands back out in front so that we can rise up into tabletop. And then from tabletop, just swing your feet around to the front of your mat, come to sit. You can take your blocks and your white blanket where you can reach them once you come down. I always like to start with knees bent. If that's easier for you, you can join me. Hands under the knees, round your spine, and start to roll down. Make sure you have enough space behind you. Pull the knees into the chest. And gently massage your back by rolling side to side. Give yourself a little massage. And we're going to rock back to center. Keep your knees at your chest, but release your arms out to the side. Lift your shins so that they're parallel to the floor. And then be careful and go slow. Use the props around you if you need them for extra support. And you're going to release your knees over to the right until your knee either comes down to the floor or onto a block. The shoulders we're going to ask to stay on the mat. So take your time. If you need an extra block under the ankle, you can. And you can release all the way down there. Come all the way down. That's it. You can always use your right hand on top of your left knee to sort of assist the stretch if you need something a little bit more. You can also bring a block in between the knees if you needed it. We're working our way towards Shavasana, so it's okay if you start to adjust and modify the poses so that they feel sweet. Slow the breath down, but make it fuller and richer so that you're pulling the breath all the way down into the low belly. Try to relax as much as you can through the hips and through the spine. If you've turned your head, bring it to center. And then lift your legs back up to center. Make any adjustments. If you need a prop on the other side, make sure you take it with you. And then when you're ready, you'll lower the knees to the left. Same thing, finding either the floor or a prop to rest on. Shoulders stay down. Arms can always be adjusted or moved. And then if you want to roll that spiraling twist up farther, you could turn your gaze to your right. Let things soften a little. Don't be afraid to grab props and tuck them into areas that need more support. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Bringing your head back to center. Lift your knees to center. Give yourself another big hug, a big squeeze. You can massage and roll side to side again if you like. We'll come to center. Keep your right knee at your chest, but extend your left leg out long. Then just interlace your right hand and your left hand behind your right thigh. And start to straighten up towards the ceiling. So first you're going to push your thigh into your hands, straightening your arms, straightening your leg as best you can. And then start to bend at your elbows and pull your leg towards your chest, only to where you feel that nice stretch, and then you stop, and you breathe. The leg doesn't have to stay perfectly straight. If you need a softer bend in it, don't be afraid to soften the knee. And gently release the right leg out long. Let's take a full body stretch. And then when you're ready, the left knee will come towards your chest. And again, you'll interlace your hands behind the thigh. Push the thigh into the hands until your arms become straight. Work on pushing up through your heel, lengthening the back of your left leg. Give yourself a breath or two here with that pushing action. And then begin to bend at your elbows and pull your left leg towards your chest. And again, you can soften the knee at any time if it's too much. Gently release the leg. Take a full body stretch. And then bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Your hands can rest by your side. And when you're ready, you're going to take a big inhale and lift your hips, coming up into your bridge. So you want to press down through the heels. You want to use the strength of your quads to lift your hips and press down through the backs of your shoulders and even your palms to lift up. Stay up. Breathe slow and steady. And then nice and gently release down. Let the spine neutralize. Reset if you need to move anything. And then last time, pressing back up. Lift your hips. Press down to the heels. Couple more breaths here. And nice and slow, release down. Neutralize your spine. Last time, pulling knees into chest. You can give yourself a big squeeze and even pull your head and your shoulders off the mat and think nose to knee. Squeeze into a tight little ball. Take a full big breath in. See if you can hold the breath just for a count of 1 or 2. And when you feel the need to exhale, release your head, release your shoulders. And again, take a full body stretch. Arms could go overhead. You could point and flex the toes. And then being attentive to what the body is asking you. Take any last movements or poses or stretches that you need before Shavasana. If you need a prop for Shavasana to be comfortable, just give me a wave and I'll bring one over. Otherwise, taking your time until you feel ready to come into your final resting pose. And it can look however you want it to look. If you want to use the blocks, if you want to bolster. The white blankets should be within reach, so if you want a little support for under the neck. And once I see that you're comfortable, I'll cover you with a blanket. Close your eyes. Rest. Our asana practice, or our physical practice, is a way of purifying the body. Moves fluid, it moves joints and muscles and ligaments. It gives us something to focus on so that we forget about all those other things that we have been busy with, our work and our families. And we get a little break. So at the end of the class you can relax a little easier. The mind is clear, the body is tired. So enjoy your next 4 or 5 minutes. Know that there's nowhere to go and nothing to do right now. There's no responsibilities other than to lie there and relax and enjoy. Begin to draw in a fuller, deeper breath again. Feel the rise of your chest on the inhale, and that softening on the exhale. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And when you feel ready, gently roll over onto your right side. Use your right arm as a pillow. Draw your knees up into your chest, round your spine. Take some deep breaths. You can make them cleansing breaths, where the exhale goes out through your mouth like a sigh. Give yourself a moment here to just thank yourself for taking the time to come in, to practice, to move. Give yourself a little rest. To help cleanse your mind and your body of all that stuff we carry around, all those responsibilities and worries, tension. Moving in your own way at your own time. Find your way back to an upright position, whatever that looks like for you today. Move around, adjust blocks and blankets as much as you need to so that you can be upright and yet comfortable. We'll meet with our hands in front of the heart, eyes closed, chin drop down. And take a bow forward to honor those who shared the experience tonight. I'll rise up. And namaste. Happy Thursday. I can't remember what kind of tea I made.
Oh,
It's a surprise.
yeah.
Wow. If I think about it, and then come to me. You're welcome.